Hey everyone, Neguism here. Sailor Moon Crystal episode 8 is finally out. After 2 long weeks. I say that every episode, but it's true. It takes like 500 weeks for it to come out, it feels like. Um, this episode is all about Sailor V, or Minako Aino. Not one of my favorites, but I'm starting to love her even more and more. I specifically loved her in PGSM, the live action series. I just loved what they did with her character. Um, but yeah, let's see. A lot of things happened in this episode. We got to see Sailor V's transformation, Sailor V's attack, Crescent Boomerang. We got to see a Sailor Senshi de-transform, which we've never seen in Sailor Moon Crystal, and we've mostly seen it in tiny little parts in Sailor Moon, the original 90s anime, when someone's forcing it, or um, a character just walks away and de-transforms. I think it was Sailor Uranus in an episode. Um, but it was amazing. It was beautiful. Sailor V or Sailor Venus or Minako was amazing. She claimed that she was the moon princess that everyone was looking for, which caused the Senshi and even Tuxedo Mask to freak out a little bit, and everyone just accepted that and went with that. Even Queen Beryl freaked out. She went to Queen Metalia, and Queen Metalia freaked out. It's a huge thing. It's kind of, the main goal in the first season is to find the princess, and then the legendary Silver Crystal, and then seal Queen Metalia back up. Crossed one off the list, found the princess, sort of, and let's just see what happens after that, really. What I found interesting in this episode is that Sailor V's plan is to proclaim that she is the princess, which in turn causes the other Senshi to have to protect her. But she's sort of being the princess to take away the actual identity of the princess and keep that person safe. But knowing Sailor Moon is the princess. Okay. I said that on my channel for the first time. I don't like spoiling. It's super obvious, but still, you never know. So Sailor Moon is the princess. Sailor Venus says she is the princess to keep the notice of Sailor Moon's identity secret and just keep the attention on Sailor Venus so Sailor Moon can be safe. But Sailor Moon is a very protective person. She's going to protect the people she loves, her friends. And she's going to put her life on the line for the princess. So she's putting her life in danger. I don't know. It's all weird. But anyways, we finally got to hear Endymion's name said in Sailor Moon Crystal. Obviously that's Mamoru Chiba. That's, Tuxedo Mask. And I really liked how when Tuxedo Mask heard that Sailor V was the princess, he freaked out a little bit. I think that's mostly because ever since he was younger, ever since the recurring nightmares of the princess saying, "Find the legendary silver crystal," he's sort of fallen in love with her. He's known that that was his only way to get his memories back. So he's infatuated with the princess. Um, and then he meets Usagi, who makes him feel like he's talking to the princess, sort of. He makes him feel like he knows her, and he's fallen in love with her. And then Sailor V comes along and is all like, "I'm the princess. So this is the girl that I've dreamt about. But why don't I feel the way I do about my dream girl or Usagi?" So he's probably super emotionally, like, tormented, even more so than usual. I just really liked that. It wasn't said, and it might not even be true, but that's just how I felt when I saw that scene. And also, Tuxedo Mask and Sailor V have met before because, he's a thief. He goes to steal gems and crystals because that's what he does. And Sailor V is a vigilante crime fighter who stops thieves and stuff. So they have met before, so there's that relation of identity knowing right there too. Kunzite is a huge villain in this episode, and he is super badass, pretty much. Just blocking attacks, sending them back, not even being affected, just sitting there with his legs crossed in a blue or a green barrier bubble, and just destroying everyone pretty much. But I really liked when Sailor V spoke to Kunzite because she recognized him as well, because they're going that route, I think, with the story, being that all the other generals are still alive, unlike the manga. I feel like that they're going to mention the relationships that they once had on the Moon Kingdom, and hopefully it's done nicely and not just swept under the carpet like the manga does, kind of. But she immediately recognized Kunzite's voice when he froze everyone in Tokyo and was speaking directly to her, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then later on top of Tokyo Tower, she was like, this isn't like you, this isn't your true self. And then Kunzite was like snapped out of his Queen Beryl possession, but then Queen Beryl, like came and spoke to him and was all like, no, destroy her or whatever, which immediately brought him back, of course. Queen Beryl and her men. Anyways, I just loved all the Sailor V stuff. Like, I've never liked her until the live-action series where she was her own character. Even in the Sailor V manga, I felt she was a copy of Sailor Moon, who has yet to come out at that time. But, well, technically Sailor Moon is the copy, but she just wasn't herself. I don't know. I loved how determined and mission-oriented Sailor V was, and she just wasn't used to having people help her, so she just wanted to do it herself. She didn't want to ask, she didn't want to hurt other people, so she just did it herself. That's just what she believed. Which was actually quite different in the manga, because in the manga, she does go with the Sailor Senshi to Tokyo Tower. She doesn't really have a problem with it. It's weird, but I really like what they did with her character. I think that's pretty much it about this episode. Oh yeah, Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask's relationship is so well done in Sailor Moon Crystal. I can't even explain it. It's paced really well. It's not as creepy as it was in the 90s anime, and especially the manga, with the sleeping kisses and the yeah, I don't know. It was just really good. I've read the manga plenty of times. I've read this chapter about 3 times now, and just watching the anime, just seeing Sailor Moon kiss him so abruptly, his face and her like passion, it was just my jaw dropped. I was like, what? It was really good. Just everything about it. I don't know. So that is it for this week's video. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great day.